I am the Queen of Zandalar, and a queen kneels to no one.
They should use their minds to save the world, instead of devising ways to tear it apart.
No, not while the Black Moon still cries out for vengeance. Not until the Horde has answered for its treachery.
The war is serving its purpose. Stay focused on the endgame. You know what is to come.
The two essential weapons of an adventurer. A bottle of good gin and a jar of tasty jam. This is Girls Gone WoW!
You are listening to Girls Gone WoW, show 670, recorded on Sunday the 11th of January 2026. I am your host Raven, and with me I have my wonderful co-host EJ. How are you feeling this week?
I have... Oh, Bell's arrived.
Oh, there's a Bell.
Bell.
Yep. It's just like a shadow just jumping up on the sofa behind you.
As you can hear, I have been better. Yeah, this is not how I hoped to start the new year, but yeah, I'm better. I'm like so much better than I was this time last week. I mean, the fact that I pinged you on the Saturday and I was like, there is no way tomorrow's happening.
No, I got a ping on like Saturday lunchtime that was like, I cannot do the show tomorrow, and I was like, okay, no worries. And then because I set all of my posts to go live on schedule, I still managed to send a post that said, still time to comment before tomorrow's show. So yeah, that was helpful. Sorry about that. Everything is scheduled to go out automatically these days because I don't remember otherwise. But yes, you have been super sick. I'm glad you're feeling better this week.
I mean, I'm very pleased that I always get the flu jab, because heaven knows how bad this would have been had I not. And obviously, long-time listeners will know that I'm on some pretty strong medication because of spooky eye, which is probably why this is taking so long to shift. So yeah, not so like what I'd hoped, but by today was that I was going to have had like a really extended period off from work because they'd given me a week back for working like mysterious night shifts that I did for them at the last minute. So I thought I was going to be super refreshed for going back to work on Tuesday. Not so much.
No, sad times.
So it does mean that the only thing I've had enough brain to do is to play with my house in WoW. So I've had a lot of fun playing with my house in WoW. Because that's about all I've had the brain to do. I've looked at like doing quests and things, and I'm like, oh, I can't cope with like trying to murder anything today. I'm like, I'll go and play with my house.
Good call. Good call.
How has the new year shaped up for you so far?
Oh man, it's been this week in the UK. It's been extremely cold. We had a storm come through that brought snow. On like Monday and Tuesday last week, it was -8 in Chesham, which is a lot colder than it usually is. And I've been pretty miserable about how cold it has been. It's made me really it's been so cold. It's just been so cold.
We even had snow in London, and we don't often get snow in London.
Yeah, it's been
pretty cold.
It's been pretty dire. I mean, we've escaped the brunt of the weather in Wales and the Midlands. There's something like 55,000 homes that were without electricity. In fact, some of them might still be without electricity, like going into next week. Oh my God. Yeah, there's been some horrific road accidents. There was all of the planes were cancelled at Birmingham on, I think that was Thursday. They closed the runway. So there's been quite a lot of chaos around the rest of the country. So I shouldn't complain too much that it was like, it's like it was a bit cold where I happen to live. So it was a bit bad of me to sort of claim like that was the worst thing, which of course it isn't. So some people have had a really, really horrible time. I mean, Cornwall was really, really badly hit. and I hope everybody listening to this show has been safe. But yeah, it just really hit my mood last week. By the time I got to Thursday, I was feeling quite blue, actually.
Oh no.
But I'm feeling a bit better after the weekend, so that's okay. I've warmed up. I've also, you know how hot water bottles, right, have a little daisy on them that tells you the date that they were made, and that you're not.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've looked at hot water bottles. That might be a new thing.
Well, it's not. It's not that new.
Because they perish, don't they, after X amount of time? You're supposed to get a new one every 2 years.
You're supposed to get a new one every 2 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the key piece of information. And if you take the cover off, there's a little daisy on it, and it has a number in the middle, which is the year that it was manufactured. And then it has dots around the outside, and the dots indicate the month that it was manufactured in. So I've
learned a thing today.
Well, everyone's learnt a thing today, I hope. I'd forgotten about. I knew that you were supposed to replace your hot water bottle every 2 years, but I'd forgotten about the daisy thing, and I saw an article on it this week, and I was like, oh, I've been using my hot water bottle quite a lot recently. I wonder, and I sort of had this idea in my head that I hadn't had this hot water bottle for very long. Would you like to know what year my hot water bottle was manufactured in?
Oh, let's play a game. 2019.
Pre-COVID. Nope.
Oh, is it more than that?
Yep.
2010.
Not quite as bad as that.
Okay. All right. 2015.
No,
10 years old?
Nearly.
2016.
2014.
Oh, Raven.
I glanced at it really quickly and I was like, oh, 2024, that's not too bad. And then I looked at it more carefully and I was like, no, that's a 1. It's 2014. So Anne wins the prize. The prize? I don't think there is a prize. Anne wins in the chat room with a guess of 2013. Yes. So I have got rid of my so in the UK, Marie, hot water bottles are you empty them every time and then you fill them up and then you empty them. You put boiling water in them. I'm not sure that, I don't know that, maybe you don't have these in the United States because they're incredibly dangerous. So you put boiling water in them. In fact, it says on the top, do not use boiling water. Everybody uses boiling water. You're not supposed to use boiling water. Don't use boiling water. You should use
the other thing you're not supposed to use.
Yeah, but well, how are you going to get hot water? Yeah, so you're supposed to put hot water in it. You screw the thing on, and then you put it in a little cover. But the rubber degrades round the edge, and so that boiling water could become all over you if they burst, basically. So you're only supposed to use them for 2 years, and you're not supposed to put boiling water in them. So if you are a person who has a little rubber hot water bottle, maybe you should go and have a look. If you're in the UK or possibly in Europe, I don't know whether the Daisy thing is a UK or a Europe thing. But yeah, have a look at the date of manufacture. Should be stamped on it somewhere. And if it's older than 2 years, you need a new one. Instead of replacing, sorry, I need to pick it up off the floor because I've currently got my feet on it. I've got myself like a little microwave.
Oh.
It's a little microwave. Oh, I've gone all like mysterious and out of focus. Oh, come on, camera. Ooh, no. Okay, well, I'm just going to be mysterious and out of focus. Yeah, so I've got a little microwave.
Like a microwave.
It's got little shell lentils or something in it. What do they, like buckwheat or something that they put in them?
They quite often put wheat in them, don't they?
Yeah.
Lovely.
No, my camera is not having it. I'm not allowed to be in focus anymore, so that's exciting. Oh, there we go. Now it's sorting itself. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's my safety announcement for the day. But I've got myself a little microwave one, and that's much safer. So I stick it in the microwave for like 3 minutes, and then you're nice and warm. Yeah. It's not 2 years based on a certain frequency of usage. It's 2 years regardless of how, because the problem is the rubber perishing, which is to do with the age of the rubber. It's a very,
rubber age.
I mean, it's a very conservative estimate because I've had mine for a long time and it's been fine. But obviously the if it perishes and boiling water goes all over you, then that's going to be like a problem. Lots of people going in with burns at this time of year. So there we go. Microwave ones are arguably safer. So there we go. That's Girls Gone safety recommendations for the day. And that's the thing that's made me happy this week.
Awesome.
Interesting news of the week. We don't have huge amounts of interesting news this week. Blizzard have released the pricing for Legion Remix housing decor items once the event ends. You need to go to chat to Valzoon in the Underbelly in Dalaran, the Legion version of Dalaran, and the cost will be Veiled Argonite, which is what you earn in Argus for doing stuff in Argus, and also order resources. So obviously Wowhead have a nice page of what those purchase prices will be. If you are still in Remix, the bronze rate of drop rate or whatever has gone up again, so you'll be having lots of bronze to go and buy it in Remix at the moment. I don't think I managed to explain that well, even though it was written in whole sentences in front of me. This is like, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a couple of weeks left of
Remix is still happening.
Yeah. So if you want to do it the easy way, go and earn some bronze and buy the stuff off the nice orc with bronze. If you don't want to do that for whatever reason, it's fine. You'll be able to get those items, but it's going to be old currency that you're going to need. And I think it wasn't terrible, but I suppose that depends on how much of those currencies you've got lurking in your bank. I happen to have quite a lot of those currencies, so for me it wouldn't be terrible, but if you've used all that currency up, it's going to be a ball ache.
Yeah, it's frustrating if you have to go and earn old currencies to do stuff like this. But there we go, never mind. Right, let us check in with the latest that our little correspondent is up to. Is that the right one? Hang on. I'm suddenly wondering whether I put the right one in, because that has a funny number on it. Hang on. Let me just check I did this right.
Watch this space, everyone. This is what happens. I'm sorry, I was ill, and that means that we both go, how does this work? What are we doing?
No, it's because it turned up and it looks like it says 1 on the end of it, but it's not. It's 10. It's fine. It's this one.
Ah, okay.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. 'Tis I, Cassunda. You'll have to excuse me. My thoughts are elsewhere at the moment. Winter's Veil itself was wonderful. The children loved it, and the exhibition they laid on for our benefactors proved most successful, both emotionally and financially. But it was something happened not long after that has got me deep in thought. While having a wander through the Draenei area, one of the merchants approached myself and Rose and stopped us. Something strange had happened. Guards had come down the road checking everyone's trade permits. Not unusual thing, especially with trade outputs. You've got to make sure that those trading are legitimate traders. This particular trader had been approached by an older guard and a younger one. The younger one said he would deal with it, and walked over and politely inquired about trade permits, which the merchant quite openly showed him. The young guard thanked him, and on handing him back his trade papers, the merchant realised there was something else there, an envelope. The young man looked at him, shook his head, and sort of indicated backwards slightly with his eyes. So the merchant didn't do anything straight away. Once the two had wandered off, he checked, and the envelope was addressed to High Priestess Rosalie. Please ensure it gets to her without anyone knowing. Well, this straight away sparked our interest. Rose opened the envelope to find it was a letter from the young man that had been, well, the one who'd sworn his fealty to her. Remember now, I believe his name was Durnan? Yes, that was it, Durnan. And it read quite simply, I think they believe me. The Sarge has taken me under his wing as the only survivor of my squad. I've even had a few drinks with him, and he's told me all about how the land should be his, and that those damn clove hooves shouldn't be there. I'm observing the situation and will let you know what I find out as I do. Stay safe, my lady. I'm not used to this work, but I will do what I can. Signed, Durnan, so I was correct in the name. This is what got me thinking. Is Durnan true to his word, and is now working from within? Or is this all big and elaborate trap? In which case he is acting as a double agent. It is a mystery, wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a puzzle, which, I'm going to be perfectly honest, may very well be wrapped in a very large cloak, if you know what I mean. I think I'm going to have to observe the young man about his day. See how much truth he's putting in. If he really is working for us from within, I may have to give him some help on working undercover. I am, of course, an expert of working undercover. There are those detractors that would say I'm more used to working under the covers, but I am being serious here. This is a dangerous situation for this young man if he is truly working for us. If it turns out he's not, and this is all a bluff on their part, he'll learn the hard way that you don't mess with the Watchers. Either way, I now have to go and track his progress. This could take a while. Up until now, it's just been an unusual group portraying, but from what he is saying, this really is this Sarge's deluded impressions. Sorry, my brain. It is, he truly believes this land is his. Is it true, or is he just being led along? I don't know. This was started as just a few guards roughing up some Draenei, but it seems a lot more in depth, a lot more seated in shadows and cloaks. Luckily, Lady Proudmore has supplied some of her own guards to help patrol the area, so incidents against the Draenei have calmed slightly. But I am worried that may lead to more desperate actions. We need to get to the end of this quickly. I will let you know what I discover, my friends, but until then, I'll be seeing you.
Oh.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
It's all getting,
It's just
very serious.
Yes, very, very
I mean,
serious
not that
and
it
more
wasn't.
complicated. More complicated every time you
Yeah.
go down a layer. Yes. Well.
Yeah, to begin with, we thought it was just a bit of, that's, again, I'm using the wrong words. Like, it just looked like it was
It looked like it was
very
yeah,
straightforward.
straightforward.
Just
Yes.
sort of like Draenei, which is not a good thing, but it looked like it was very straightforward. This is not straightforward at all. Take care, little friend.
Yes, be very careful. Right, time to check in, oh dear, on our weeks in gaming. EJ, have you been able to do any gaming since you've been unwell?
Like I briefly alluded to, mostly what I've done is play with housing, and it's so easy to lose so much time with housing. So I have two houses. My Alliance house I hadn't done anything with, although I've now made a sort of vague plan in my head about what I want to do on my Alliance house. My Horde house is until anything else appears, I think my horde house is done.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm really I've had so much fun with it. I picked, so anybody who's not been in housing, you can pick from different sizes and shapes of rooms, and you can have one big room, or you can have one big room and lots of smaller rooms coming off it, and then you can use partition walls to, if you had a big room, you could then use partition walls to make lots of little spaces in it. And I spent a lot of time just trying to work out what size rooms I wanted, because I think it's very easy to.
The default rooms are kind of too big in some ways. I don't know if they're as bad on the horde side, but the default rooms are really quite sizable comparative to chairs and tables and items that your character can sit on.
Yeah, I think, and actually having played with it all, I think actually what the thing is, I think it probably depends on what type of roof you use, because I think you and I have both gone for that sort of vaulted Bellameth ceiling, which again makes the ceiling further away than if you just use a straight ceiling. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. So I've discovered that the only way currently, or the best way currently, to collect lumber is to do it on a druid, because druids can do it in flight form.
Druids can do it in flight form, yes.
They can indeed. So you don't have to find the node, get off your mount, cut the lumber, get back on your, and I know it's only a couple of seconds, but if it's a couple of seconds,
but if you're doing for 100 or 200 nodes, that's a lot of seconds.
Yeah, it is a lot. So with the professions that I have, I've made one of everything that my professions can make, which means I've sort of farmed. Well, I farmed all the lumber, I farmed some of the materials, and some of them I was like, I'm just going to spend gold on this. I just do not have the energy. The thing that hurt the most was buying the 8 Black Lotus. That was extremely painful.
Yeah, I bet.
Blizzard need to either A, make it 1 Black Lotus in the recipe, or 2, they need to change the drop rate, because they did not increase the drop rate on those items. Also looking at Corium ore and Outlands Blizzard. So my sort of one of my new, I'll talk about this later, but I've made some resolve about getting the other sort of decor items. It's quite nice. Excuse me.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's
quite nice running an old dungeon or something, or handing a quest in somewhere, because you're just I'll just do this thing because I'm passing, and somebody goes, great, have some decor, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, thanks very much, great, I've got some crates or some chairs or something.
Yeah, it's quite surprising. I open my bag and I'm like, oh, there's some chairs in here, that's exciting. Where did those come from?
There's also quite a lot of yes, Marie, you can change the ceiling. If you do the customize and click on it, you can change it to different types of ceiling.
Yeah.
There's also, I'm going to cough again, hold on.
Oh no.
There's also quite a lot of
oh dear.
Come on, EJ. Oh yes, so not every expansion, but quite a lot of expansions cookings have added cooking decor recipes into them, so you can make platters of things.
Oh, okay.
You can have them in your house.
Oh.
So it's not every the first 3 or 4 expansions don't have anything for cooking, but all the others had something, so that was kind of cute. I hadn't realized that, so I suddenly had to go off and fish some fish up and collect some random things to make some things. So yeah, I've just once I sort of got over the feeling slightly overwhelmed about all of this space and what do I do with it, and actually Symes gave me a really good hint, because my main living room, I picked sort of just the big square one. I started off with the big octagonal one, and I'm like, no, I think that's too much shape.
It's very big, yes.
So I went for, I think my main living area originally is the large square space. And I was trying to put walls up, and I'm like, but how big do I want this? And Simon's is like, place the furniture first. I'm like, what? He goes, place the furniture and then build the wall around it. And I'm like, oh God, such a good top tip, because then I wasn't trying to squeeze things in. I was like, okay, now I just stick a wall around it.
Yeah.
That sort of really changed up how I did things, which is really nice. I love being able to dye things, but I don't think it was very well. It's a 2-stage thing, and I hadn't realised it was a 2-stage thing. So you either have to buy the dyes off the auction house, or if you've got an alchemist or a scribe, you can make dye. But actually, you just make the ink. Then you have to take it to the table in the middle of your housing area and use the table to turn the ink into the actual dye. And I was really so I'd made a whole load of dye. I'd made a whole load of what I thought was dye, but actually was just ink.
Right.
And then I'm like, why doesn't this work? And then I was like, oh, because you have to. Okay, fine.
That seems unnecessarily complex.
I mean, it was fine. I just I don't feel like it was explained very well. I was just like, yeah, I was confused by it, but I'm now unconfused. So in case anybody else is confused, that's how you do it. Once you've got the actual house dye, it's very simple to dye things. It's great. You can some dyes have got 1 slot, some dyes have some items have got 3 slots.
Salmis.
And you can sit and flick them on and off to preview what the item's going to look like, so you don't waste dye unless you're like, no, I'm happy with this, and then you click apply, and then you spend it. So so no, housing is really what I've been doing, because it's been nice and simple, and playing with flowers on Hello Kitty, because that has involved very little brain. The one thing I did manage to do, because I had to do it for, was I doing it for a housing item, or I was doing it? Oh, so weirdly, a few weeks ago, I suddenly decided that I wanted to finish off the Legion Dungeon, Glory of the Legion Dungeon Hero achievement.
Glory of the Dungeons of,
Glory of the Legion Dungeons, which I had a few left, and I'm like, why haven't I done these? And I'm like, oh, because some of these are irritating.
Yeah.
This week I completed it, which means I got my lovely, it's a hippogriff that you get as a reward for doing that. Because I've had to wait 3 weeks for the right boss in the Violet Hold to come up.
God.
So if anybody is waiting for Festagut in the EU to come up, he's currently one of the bosses on rotation in the Violet Hold, so he will be until it resets on Wednesday.
Okay.
Because you have to sort of stand in a corner until his bar hits 100, and then he vomits up a black blob, and you kill the black blob, and then you kill Festagut. Yeah, it was grim.
Sounds very unpleasant.
I wasn't well, so it sort of felt appropriate. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've got a hippogriff, and I've had a lovely time with housing. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased that they gave the housing. I have to say, I think it might be very overwhelming for people who don't get housing until midnight drops, because I think it might be, but it might not be, because it might be you might do that thing, I suppose, at the beginning of an expansion where you're like, okay, I'm quested out, I need to step away for questing from a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And then perfectly you'll be like, oh, I can go and play with the house for an hour or two. So actually that probably will work out quite nicely.
Yeah, and I would expect there to be housing decor rewards from some of the questing as well, so you'd have
so much.
You'd sort of naturally pick up quite a lot of stuff, because the problem obviously with the early access is there's you don't actually have that much furnishings, and then you're diving around in old expansions and things to go and get them without really having a clear idea of what you're trying to do aesthetically.
That's another nice thing that Simon showed me. If you're on the WoWDB website, you can filter out midnight only drops.
You can. Yeah,
which was really good. And he showed me another add-on which I've been using, which is called... Oh, what's it called? Come on. I think it's called Better Decor, but let me check.
Oh, probably.
It changes up the housing panel, so it shows you things that you've collected and things you've not collected, but it also shows you like where you get the things that you haven't yet got. Oh, it's called Better Homes and Decor.
Yeah, that sounds useful. Because yes, there's otherwise you kind of can't. It's difficult to get all of the information you need all in the same place. It's like I'd like to know what something looks like, and then I'd also like to know where to get it. And
that's the really nice thing with that add-on, because I could scroll through and I'm like, oh, that's great. Where does that come from? And it's like, and again, you can filter that to like filter midnight stuff out of it. So it's only going to show you, because I didn't realize that initially, and I kept on finding things, and I'm like, well, that's not in yet. But then there is a filter where I could filter them out. But it meant like occasionally it'd be like, have you done this quest? And I'm like, oh. I might not have done that quest on that particular character. Let me go and have a look. So, So, yeah, I found that. So it's called Better Homes and Decor. And I found that was being more useful than Homebound was. I've dropped Homebound for the moment, and I'm back onto that one. Better Homes and Decor, yes, Marie. Yes, that's what it's called. I found it on Curse. So how about yourself? What's your gaming look like?
So not enormous amounts of gaming. I'm in a bit of a I mean, I guess we're going to talk about this in the second half of the show, but I'm in a bit of a sort of a phase where I'm not doing very much gaming. I've had the opportunity, like I've had time where I could have been doing gaming, but for the most part I haven't been. I've been, like I watched Stranger Things, and then I decided to watch Severance, which I'm now very stuck in, and I've just been kind of wanting to. I'm just not really. I don't know. I think I'm tired. I think that's the problem. So actually, kind of sitting in front of the TV and just kind of watching. I watched this thing called Silo. I shouldn't be watching stuff like this though, because it's all like really dystopian. Now I come to reflect on my TV choices recently. I realise I've been watching a lot of like really dystopian bullshit. So obviously I'm watching Fallout. Fallout is happening. Stranger Things is quite dystopian in a way. Watch the Stranger Things. I watched a thing called Silo, which is sort of similar to Fallout but in a different world. It's like these people are all in this silo. Which goes down for hundreds of floors and is all below ground, and it turns out because the world outside has all been destroyed. And then I was watching Severance, which is also quite dystopian. I probably actually need to stop doing this now I think about this in a sort of single space, because I think I'm a bit over what is happening in the world right now. I think that's my problem. I spend quite a lot of...
Even I got into that. Like, I was watching something and I suddenly realised, like, this is terribly dystopian. Why are you doing this to yourself right now? And it's like, well, maybe because I can control how much of this I watch and I can just turn it off. Because I was watching, there's something on Netflix called Snowpiercer.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
It's got Sean Bean in it as a bad guy, as a good bad guy. Premise is basically we fuck the planet up, and the only humans, so there's an ice age, and the only humans left in existence are trapped on a 1100 carriage train that's going round and round the world perpetually. Yes, the apocalypse train.
Is that based on a book?
It is based on a book.
I think
the first 3 seasons are on Netflix, and the final season is on like TVX or something. I don't know.
Oh. Why did that happen?
Sean Bean is in it, yes. Well, we got to the end of season 3 and Sean Bean was still alive, but possibly a bit ropey. There was a moment where I thought he was going to die, and then he didn't, because obviously he's Sean Bean. But yeah, it wasn't bad. But I did at one point go, why are you watching dystopian things, EJ?
Yeah. I think I should probably stop doing this. I've got a bit. I've spent a lot of time working in like politically adjacent organisations, or like I've got used to keeping abreast of the news, and I don't actually think at the moment that is a particularly helpful thing for any human beings to be doing. And I think it's, so I've got into a bit of a dystopian TV thing that I should probably just get out of. I have done a little bit of kind of gaming. I've not done any Dragon Age. I'd like to get and finish my Dragon Age run through, so I need to do that. I've not had any of that for a while. I have been in WoW a little bit. I've done quite a lot of delves. So I've done every single delve on a tier 8 now and got the little cheese for doing that. So now I need to do every single delve on a tier 11. And I've started like trying to find all the chests, which like I think I've kind of found all of the ones that you can just find without looking up the maps on Wowhead. So most delves I found like 3 out of the 4 or 3 out of the 5, but some of them are in really daft places. I went to the Nightfall Sanctum today, and I did it on an 11, and it went reasonably badly, partly because I died, partly because there was a bugged group of mobs that were able to hit me but were evading.
Yes. Yeah, I hate that.
And they were quite close to the respawn point. So I kept dying at the respawn point because I'd come in and like Bran was still like having a cup of tea or something, and it's like, could you fucking heal me? Like, no, okay, fine. But I did manage to finish it, but there's one in there that I just couldn't get because you have to jump off the edge of the ship and jump down. You go like to very, very top, and then you need to jump down, and I can't do that jump. I don't know. I kept missing.
I really struggle with that.
I kept missing the side, and I was like, maybe I could use a glider. No, you can't use a glider. Parasol is a good thought, though. Yes, I used a parasol to get to the one in the archival assault, and I did that one. Parasol's a good shout. I'll try that in a minute. But yeah, so I've been doing quite a lot of delves, catching up with a few bits and pieces. I am now fully exhausted with the Koresh people. And I found the 2 rares I was finishing for that. So the only things I have literally not finished in Koresh are the races in the Ecodome, because I don't like them, and anything to do with PvP. I had another go at Kyversa on double question marks.
Oh,
and
Kyversa.
It didn't go very well. But partly because the first time I went in, because I'd not done it in a while, I forgot that it's facing, not face away. Facing, face to, not face away. Yes. Even though she's literally shouting it, I sort of forgot what I was doing for a little bit. Because everything, like, fucking hell, everything, like, God, there's a lot going on in that fight all at the same time.
There really is.
Whew. So I need to go and do a bit of practice on that, I think. But yeah, I've done some bits and pieces. I'm not fully exhausted with anyone else yet, so I could do some rep if I wanted to. It's slightly got to that stage where it's quite difficult to convince me to do stuff, just because it's the same stuff we always do, and I'm just not into kind of repeating stuff very often, and it's got to the sort of repetitive stage. But the pre-patch is going to be here in 9 days.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. And then the expansion will be here kind of before we know it. It's the beginning of March. Yeah, you can. Chat room's just saying, oh, forgetting about Koresh. Yeah, it's easy to forget about Koresh because it's like through a portal and stuff. It's quite good though. I quite like it. I quite enjoyed my time in Koresh, but I'm also quite pleased to not do it anymore. I've had enough. But they do have the useful. It's really useful, that thing they've got where you can go and see all the bountiful delves, because they've just got the portals to the bountiful delves.
Yes.
In the little portal room in Koresh. That's really helpful.
I like that.
Yeah. That would be nice if it was in Dawn of Goal, frankly, but it isn't, so never mind.
Yeah, it is a weird decision. I suppose because they're worried. I don't know. Maybe they were just like, we need people to have a quick way to get back to the other country. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was I thought it was a slightly weird choice if you're going to put one in to put it in there.
Yeah, but it's very useful though. So yes, I've just been doing some delves really, and other than that, kind of waiting for stuff to happen. But I do need to finish Dragon Age. That's the thing I need to do. I've got these half-finished games. I haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I need to finish Dragon Age, and then I need to go finish Baldur's Gate 3. And now I don't have to play Clair Obscure 33 because Luke's playing it, so that's fine.
Oh, thanks, Luke. I'm so pleased Luke's doing that.
And Luke's also played Silksong, which is good. That's normal adult Luke on YouTube. Luke Westaway, I could not play Silksong, actually. It looks fiendishly hard. So I'm glad that he's played that as well, so I don't have to. So that's good. But yeah, not enormous amounts of stuff. I'm hoping this week will be a better week and I'll feel just a bit less over the world. But I think I need to stop. I need to stop reading the news. I think reading the news is just a bit overrated. At the moment, it's just been like a fucking dreadful start to 2026. So, obviously, if you are in any way affected by any of the things that have happened at the beginning of this year, then like you have my utmost sympathy. Anybody in Venezuela, anybody in Minneapolis, anybody in Ukraine, obviously, just like appalling. Everything is appalling. So yeah, exciting times. Let's hear what everybody else has been doing in gaming, and I'll stop wishing on about how awful the world is. Let's hear from Salmis.
Hello, Raven and DJ. This is Salmis, the alchemical rogue, reporting in for my week in WoW. Friends and family ran some delves and searched for more furniture. A guild member who has been online periodically discovered housing and dove right in. She moved her new house into our public neighborhood with the rest of us. Rexual Healing has been renovating our homes, building pipe organs and secret lavatories, and cussing out Legion Remix for not giving us Warden's reputation so we can get that stupid owl statue. In Remix, right now, it is easy to conquer the raids simply by listing a group. The people joining are generally so overpowered that the real challenge is trying to know which boss in Antorus the rest of the raid is actually killing next. Thank you all. Salmus out.
Oh, I forgot, we played Dungeons and Dragons on Thursday. That's the other thing that we did.
We did. Oh, yes.
Oh, we're into the end game. We are literally halfway through what one assumes will be the final fight.
I mean, it feels quite final. It feels quite big boss room. Oh my gosh.
Big boss room. 5 necromancers, and yes, I almost killed half of you, and I like almost killed lots of people and forgot. Yep. Everybody's looking a bit ropey, apart from the devil, apart from the demon and Juniper. Who is usefully immune to poison, which turned out to be a thing.
I was very pleased I'd read my updated character sheet. I'm like, oh, what's this new thing up here? It's like, you're immune to all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, am I?
Like, druids are really difficult to kill. This is why I love druids. Yeah. So it turns out necrotic damage is just like one constitution saving throw after another. Conjects. Yeah. So yeah, one more session and we'll be done, probably, on this campaign, which we started in 2023. I didn't think it was that long ago, but I went back to the beginning of our thread in Discord, and it was 2023. So yeah, it's like 2.5, nearly 3 years this campaign has been going on, and we are nearly there now. Nearly there. So yeah, exciting, terrifying. Yeah. There we go. That was the thing I forgot about. Right. Let's see what everybody else has been up to. Bash has returned to WoW after being away for more than 2 years to check out Remix as a way to complete the Balance of Power questline they never managed when it was current content, and also unlock some missing artifact appearances for their druid. They've had a lot of fun and embraced tanking after 20 years of only playing a hunter. Oh, wow. Being an indestructible one-bear army goes a long way towards calming social anxiety around tanking pugs. Yes. It has been a lovely return to nostalgia, and it remains to be seen if the game will hold their attention into midnight. IRL cat rescue never rests, and post-holidays it's already back in full swing. Oh, Bash, you do such wonderful work. I've been enjoying your kitten photos on Blue Sky and in other places. But yay, glad that you're back in game, even if it is only for a little bit.
Welcome back. Cheryl finished their mage in Remix and is getting the hang of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, completing some story and unlocking a better weapon. And they are also continuing chasing story bits in Hades too.
Very good. Marie is splitting her time between Pharaoh and WoW.
Anne has continued their disconnected adventures in WoW by delivering a love note to a lamplighter and helping her write a message back.
I love that quest.
Killed crabs and stole their magic organs.
It's slightly less good quest.
Made wine for a funeral that didn't end up happening because somebody stole the corpses.
No, it's just a weird quest.
Okay. Saved an overexcited child from big crabs. Good. Gathered ingredients for a meal made by a grumpy woman who didn't like them.
Oh yeah, that's a really I sort of like that quest, but I also by the end of it I was a bit like, you know what, you cook your own fucking dinner.
Died in a time walking dungeon. That was humbling. They have made time walking dungeons harder. They have was that the last patch they did that, or the one before? They certainly did.
I don't remember. I don't do time
boost
walking.
Them up a bit.
Every time the lady says, every time that lady with that quest is like, would you like to go time walking? I'm like, no, thank you. You get the same from me every time she's like, would you like to do some PvP? No, I see you would not like to do some PvP. No, thank you very much.
That lady's just like, just don't talk to me. I very rarely have something for you.
I know. But then occasionally she's like, do a delve. And I'm like, yes. Thank you. I will do that.
And looked at professions and then gave up on professions because they're still too complicated. Caused mayhem before an audit for an exhausted employee, and finally explored the hole in the wall. They got a car and crashed it into everything and everyone, and bullied people into going to a wedding, and bullied people during the wedding. It's a weird place.
Oh man, the Undermine, the Undermine is a hell of a fucking experience. You can slow the car down. If you upgrade your car, ironically, you can make it slower, which sort of weirdly helps. I have also given up on professions. I realise I don't even have alchemy at max level at the moment. I've got like 80 points in alchemy because I just had to give up on it because it was too. I don't really know what's going on with it, and it was too complicated.
So I feel like I have a better handle. So I had a secret project last year, which I then, at the end of last year, gave up on. And my secret project was to get professions on everybody again, having ditched them a while back. And I got most of the way through on most of them. And then, like a few weeks into December, or a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what? A few of these are they're not fun, and it's just stress. And so I dropped jewel crafting, blacksmithing, and leatherworking. Not because, like, the changes they made in the War Within had made it much better. So there's now NPC work orders. So you can actually gain a lot of knowledge every week by just ticking those over. Fine. The problem actually is Dragonflight. If you want to go back to Dragonflight, and if you want to unlock all of those talent trees, a lot of which in Dragonflight have recipes embedded into unlocking a lot of those things, even by the end of the War Within, with all the work, there's no way I would have like opened those up. And I'm like, I'm just throwing. It's basically like throwing materials at nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just, and there's no catch-up mechanics. There's no hint that they'll do some catch-up mechanics for those old talent, like profession talent trees. And I'm like, this is just terrible.
Yeah.
So I just dropped them. So I've kept engineering, tailoring. What's the one that goes to tailoring and enchanting? Alchemy and I've got a scribe as well. All of those have been super manageable. Most of those I've got completed or almost completed, because they're not terrible. But those other three are just, the amount of mats you have to sink into them is just ridiculous.
I just think professions are too complicated. I don't really understand why it needs to be something that's got talent trees, and I don't play the game enough. I don't play the game enough now to do professions. They're not useful to me because I can't get them high enough. I don't even think my cooking's maxed out or anything. It's frustrating because everything's become like, you need to, it's sort of for like cooking. To cook big things in cooking, you need to do all of the little things. And so you've got like, you get raw ingredients and then you need to like refine them somehow. And then you need to turn them into something else. And then you need to turn them into like, so by the time you get to the like
those
big
many
things.
step things, isn't it?
Yeah. And by the time you get to the big things, it means you need to have had like, 400 basically beef or whatever. And you're like, that's a huge amount of farming. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I don't think professions are in a good place.
Also, the interfaces are just not very good, because you're like, okay, say I want to make a blah. Okay, well, you need 4 things, like 4 of these things and 3 of these things and 2 of those things. But to make those things, you need 7 of these things. Like, there's no, like, it doesn't give you a very useful list. If you're like, I would like to make this thing, it's like, okay, you have to make these other things.
Yeah,
but here's a list.
I can't be doing with any of that.
It just gave me a shopping list. If it would just be like, if you make these things, but it doesn't, you have to sit there with a piece of paper and write it all down.
Obviously there are add-ons that will do that for you, but it's very, very tedious, and I just think it's a bit pointless. Anyway, Nadriel is decor hunting in WoW and has gotten heavily into Diablo 4's current season, as it is mindless fun that doesn't require much brain power at the moment. He's also installed The Witcher 3 ahead of the leaked DLR dropping, and has a new Game Plus playthrough that he never finished. Very good.
Still gotta finish the last Legion dungeon achievement so that he would get the artifact achievement, only to find out it is bugged and he cannot get the Balance of Power questline achievement.
No!
So thanks, I wonder if Stilgar, is that the one that is stuck behind the quest where you have to be Illidan? If it is, ping me, because I managed to make that work yesterday. He's playing some XCOM 2 again, trying Iron Mode, and is sometimes too impatient. Got the Time Walking Mountain WoW, and has been flying around the old world getting transmogs, which has been slow fun.
Ams has needed to rest, so not much gaming, but has completed his to-do list of hidden appearances in Remix and unlocking housing items when he has had the spare time. He's also purchased the previously released Animal Crossing DLC, and is trying to find some time to play the main story so that he can unlock the ability to edit villagers' housing. But this is not a huge time investment, and he won't be redoing his island. Yeah,
the update that was never supposed to happen is coming very shortly. So that's very exciting. Pastor Matt was sick. Oh, sick high five. Hello, Pastor Matt. So didn't have the brain power for home decorating. So he's played the new Paladin in Diablo 4, which is a blast.
Yeah, it's been very well. It seems to have gone down very well.
I mean, like, I have to say the promo stuff looked incredible. If I had the brain power for D4, I'd be like, oh, that looks fun. He's also been farming for transmogs to put in the auction house for the new transmog system coming in WoW, as well as crafting stuff to sell. Well, everyone, we are part of Bonus Roll Productions. You can find our show page and lots of other great podcasts, including Ronin Restart, For Azeroth, Technically PvP, and Wrath Babies at bonusroll.gg. Would love you to come to our Discord channel. That's over at bit.ly/ggw-discord. You can also watch our live show on Sundays at 8 p.m. London time or midday Pacific on Raven stream at twitch.tv/silkyraven.
Happy New Year, everyone! What
Yay,
are
Happy New
your New Year resolutions or your new expansion resolutions for WoW and for gaming in general in the year of our Lord 2026? We are still here, despite the best efforts of quite a lot of people in the world. We are still here, and WoW is still here, and video games still exist. So that's exciting.
Yay.
EJ, you like to have resolutions. You like to have things to do.
I do.
What's your 2026 going to be shaping up like? Do you think?
So so basically, I've sort of got a plan for my next house building. So I've done my horde house. I need more housing decor allowance outside. I ran out of outside.
You run out of outside spaces. Oh dear.
I know. I need more. I know more is coming, so that's fine. But I think what I'm going to do is, I think what I've decided to do in my alliance house is make a room for each of my main characters, as it were. So I'm going to have like a mage room and a warlock room and priest room, and who else is on my front page? The scribe's room. No, my scribe's got a whole house all to herself. She doesn't get an extra room. She's got a whole house all to herself. So I'll make one for my hunter, and yeah. So I was thinking about just doing it for like my main characters that I play, but I don't know if there's enough scope on housing to basically make a room for each class type, because I have got one of each at 80, so that would be quite nice, because like looking at having done all this stuff in housing, like there's loads of stuff that you could easily theme, I think, a room for each type of class. So I think some rooms would be more practical than others, so I need to have a look into that. So that's probably my big thing to think about, and also just to not do things that I'm not having fun with. I can get very sort of like hyper focused on something, and then suddenly realize that I've got so hyper focused onto it, I'm doing it and I'm not enjoying it, and I want to be more cognizant of that and stepping away and doing something else instead. So I think those are my big things for now. How about yourself?
Yeah, I haven't got any like big kind of resolutions. I guess my big resolution, if I was going to have one big resolution for gaming, it would be kind of like work out how to spend more time gaming, because 2025 did not contain as many video games as I would have liked it to, because it was a very difficult year, and 2026 doesn't seem, I don't mean a difficult year personally, I mean kind of, in the world in general, and 2026 is off to a flying start in that space. So yeah, I'd like to just kind of get back into gaming a little bit. I don't have any specific goals for WoW. You and I have been talking about the podcast, and also about the community and the Discord. So you will be seeing a few changes around the place over the coming months. There'll be some updates to the format of the show. Not big. We're just going to shuffle things around a little bit and do things in a slightly different order.
A little tidy up.
Yeah. We're just going to shuffle things around a little bit, and we might spruce up some of our standard verbiages and things like that. I'm also probably going to start editing a VOD version of the show and sticking it on YouTube, because apparently that's where all the cool kids are these days. And that might even start with this one, if I can work out how to make it go tomorrow. That's tomorrow evening's little fun and games. so we're just going to try and do a little bit more kind of promo for the podcast, but also try to do a bit more with the Discord and with the community. Starting this Thursday, because we are part of a housing competition that is going on. It's called Homebound, and all being well, it will be being streamed on the World of Warcraft Twitch channel on Thursday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, 7 p.m. UK time on Thursday evening. So that'll be exciting. Looking forward to that. So we're hoping to just try and bring ourselves to try and expand our lovely little community a little bit and get a few more people involved would be really good. This does mean that when we get to midnight, I am intending to bring back certainly EU group content. Now, hopefully that will be eventually normal raiding, but I think in the first instance it'll probably be delves or dungeons or something like that. But we're looking to bring back a little community night group content stuff. So probably Thursdays I need to take a few soundings from a few places just to see whether that's a good night or not. So that'll be a thing that'll be happening. I know previously people enjoyed that a lot, and then I had to stop it because it was driving me a bit bonkers, but I'm better now, so gonna try and bring that back a little bit, and just try and expand a little bit. So if you listen to the show and you enjoy the show, maybe tell some other people about it. That would be exciting. We try and just expand our reach a little bit. So yeah, we got some goals around that. We will hit show 700 this year, all being well. All being well. Some point, we're on track for about August at the moment to hit show 700. Which it's just crazy. Crazy. So yeah, we'll do that this year. Yeah. Maybe we haven't had a merch drop for a few years, so maybe we'll do some merch this year. Yeah. And maybe we'll have a little refresh of all of our assets and such like. Yeah. So yeah, I've got some stuff going on with that kind of thing, and trying to just kind of keep up a little bit with some of the things that are going on in the podcasting and the gaming space. But in terms of my personal gaming, I guess I'd like to I want to finish Dragon Age. I'd like to finish Baldur's Gate 3. 2 years. My party has been stuck in Rivington. They're just like standing on the precipice of Act 3.
At least you didn't leave them in Act 2. That would have been particularly.
No, I haven't left them. They're out of Act 2. They're in Act 3. There are presumably like pubs and stuff in Rivington, so they could be, having a pint or whatever whilst they're waiting for me to come back in.
There's a house of ill repute.
Okay, so all possible needs can be met in Rivington. Absolutely. So so I'd like to finish Baldur's Gate 3. I'd like to play some more Diablo 4. There's obviously an expansion of Diablo 4 coming. I just like to. Oh dear, sorry River. Look how angry River is that her food woke her up.
Yeah. I was having a nice dream about things.
Whoa, okay. Angry cat is angry at the food robot going off. Finish off some things that I've left lying around and not done for a while would be my main aim, I think. Nothing. I felt like I was about to say something else then, and the cat's feeder went off, and I don't remember what it was I was going to say. So yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, getting into a bit more of a groove of like actually playing some video games and not sitting watching I hadn't realised. I genuinely, until the beginning of the show, when I started listing all those TV programmes, I hadn't realised that I am only watching dystopian TV at the moment. I need to, stop watching gloomy TV that all takes place after the nuclear holocaust has happened. That would probably be should stop doing that. There we go. That's nothing too exciting on my list of things to do, I don't think. And you will see some little changes to the show, some little updates, some little stuff, some little things. Maybe we'll have another in-person meetup. Yeah, just
yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, I know what the other thing I was going to say is. Yes. The other thing I'm going to be doing is, obviously, the Dungeons and Dragons group is coming to an end in terms of this campaign. We will have finished a whole campaign, which is like super exciting. Is everyone going to survive? I think that's very questionable right now, but we'll find out. I wonder how many of those 500 gold diamonds are kicking around. I hope everyone's need to be ready to cast Revivify. We are going to be playing some Blades in the Dark following this, so I'm happy to continue GMing. But I don't want to continue playing in Dungeons and Dragons because it just takes quite a lot of time to set up, and kind of there's a lot of rules to worry about. So we're gonna start doing I'm gonna need a little bit of time to finish reading the book and setting things up and stuff. But probably late February, maybe early March. Hopefully we'll be starting some Blades in the Dark. So that'll be super cool to see how... Oh, no, cats! EJ, your cats are fighting.
What is wrong over there?
Sophie just hit Bella around the face.
Sophie?
That was... Oh, dear. Sorry, audio listeners, there are two...
I look so confused right now.
There are two...
I was just sleeping.
Yeah, there's two cats on the sofa behind EJ.
You're still not allowed to hit Bella.
Sorry, there was a bit of...
Oh, dear.
There was a bit of cat fisticuffs going on in the background. So I'm... hopefully we'll get Blades in the Dark up and running, and we'll have as much fun playing Blades in the Dark as we've had playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes,
that's my other big gaming thing.
It was one of the things I had been planning to do over this Christmas period was read the book, but I just haven't had the brain space, so I shall crack on with that this week.
Yeah, and I'd like to, so we're starting the year as we mean to continue in terms of we've got tickets to see Oxventure at the end of this month. Watching more live action Dungeons and Dragons. I was filling in a survey today and it was have you recently been to the theatre or been to a cultural, this sort of cultural thing? And I was yeah, I've been to the theatre. Probably don't ask what I was doing at the theatre because you might not appreciate it, but I've been to the theatre. I've been to a theatre a couple of times recently, solely to watch people play Dungeons and Dragons.
On the worst seats in the world.
Yeah, those were really bad. The Bloomsbury was better. Hopefully the Hackney Empire will be better.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Hackney Empire is Hackney Empire's all right. I've been to the Hackney Empire.
Yeah, I think the last time I went to the Hackney Empire, was to see a version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, nice.
I think. Probably about 10 years ago. I haven't been to the Hackney Empire for a while. But anyway, planning on doing more of that. Have you got any other kind of non-gaming life things you want to do this year that you might want to share on the podcast? There might be lots of things you don't want to share on the podcast, which is totally fine.
To be honest, I haven't really had the headspace to think about it. It's I think the nearest I've got is that obviously last year I felt like I managed to get out and about more than I had the previous year, and so I want to build on that. I think that is certainly something I want to keep on doing, and just trying to Unfortunately, no, just realistically, I've got to the age where I have to start paying attention to health and things more, so I just want to do that without getting bogged down. That's the terrible thing about, one of the terrible things about this time of the year is if you consume any sort of media on the interwebs, it is full currently of like, eat this thing and get yourself fit, and don't be eating this, and have you tried eating this, and are you getting enough of this, and some of it is very helpful if you're interested. Some of it is terrible, and like mostly it's like, go away.
Yeah.
Like, just go away. It can be quite difficult to try and consume content online at the moment without being bombarded with like a litany of like, you're terrible if you're not doing this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I'm just I think I also have got to the age where I'm just like, oh, just F off with that stuff. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like you sir and or madam need to get outside and get some fresh air and stop worrying about what other people are doing.
Go touch some grass.
So
yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything on the horizon like that you're interested in doing for yourself?
Yeah, nothing too serious. So it's obviously last year I had to finish my accountancy qualification, which I finished.
And you're all properly qualified.
All
and
properly qualified
and
for the job that I've been doing for
subscription to
20
pay.
years.
Yeah.
Yes, so very exciting. So yeah, I'd slightly forgotten that only happened like quite recently until I was sort of reflecting back on things that happened in 2025. It was like, oh yeah, I am now a chartered accountant.
Actually,
how exciting!
That's sort of why, especially at the beginning part of the year, while you had a lot less gaming stuff going on, because obviously you were working incredibly hard towards finishing that.
Yeah, and then I had a rough patch in the middle of the year when a charity that I'm involved with had a really, really super rough time, and I was doing a lot of hours sort of supporting them. So, yeah, there are lots of reasons why I've done less gaming in 2025. But yeah, I'd like all of that stuff to stay on a level. So I would like that charity to remain in its newfound, slightly more positive state. But yeah, I've got some stuff. I've got some sort of aims in terms of like getting Dino back to his sort of, just him. It's back to, I guess back to health is a little bit of a strong way of putting it, but he's had some sleeping problems. But we might have made some breakthroughs recently, and so I'm hoping to bring him back into some form of work. And maybe get it so that I can ride him again a little bit in the summer, because I haven't ridden him since August. So yeah, I got some. I was watching some videos today that my physiotherapist has put together with some sort of specific mobilizations and things. So yeah, we'll be focusing on doing some more stuff with Dino, getting him a bit fitter, and also just it's not that I want to be fitter exactly. It's just I need to do. The big thing that is missing from my regime of things is strength training. It's really boring. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. In fact, I absolutely despise it. But as a woman in her mid-40s who's now on HRT, I need to start doing just a little bit of strength training. It's very, very annoying. But that's my one thing for the year. Other than that, work's kind of all right. Other things are kind of all right, and yeah, just keep going out and doing stuff. Like we're keeping up our regular cocktail dates.
Absolutely.
With our third witch, and yeah, basically keeping up seeing some people, because it's just difficult to keep in touch with people because the world is so much these days.
I've thought of one more thing. Professionally, I would like to do some behaviour courses on cat behaviour this year, because it's really becoming like probably the big thing that I'm getting telephone requests about. So I think increasing my cat behaviour knowledge would probably be a good thing to try and focus on this year. So there we go.
Yeah, that would be exciting. I'd be very excited for you to do that, because then you can come and explain all the weird things my cat does.
Yeah.
Because she is adorable, but she is also quite weird.
Yeah, and I just think that cats are not quite as straightforward as as dogs are. Not that dogs
No.
are always very straightforward, but
I think dogs show their emotions more easily. I think this is the problem because horses
Yes, I think that's very
horses have the same problem that cats have, in that, like, quite often somebody can look at a dog, and even if you don't know anything about dogs, you can have a reasonable stab at, is that a happy dog? Is that a sad dog?
yes,
That dog is about to attack me. Like, you can have a reasonable kind of a, like, stab. And sometimes very excited and very aggressive sort of look quite similar from a
they can
distance.
do on some, especially some pets, absolutely.
But generally speaking, I think it's quite easy when you're looking at a dog to see, like, yeah, I think I have a rough idea of what's going through that dog's head. They're also, like, very, very immediate, so they tend to be thinking about whatever is immediately in front of them.
Yes.
Whereas cats and horses are much more challenging. Like, it's like my physio she works on a very kind of, like, subtle level, and she spends a lot of time thinking about how the horse is feeling about its body. And the stuff that's going on with Dino at the moment is extremely subtle. So, like, Tuesday, she came to see him on Tuesday. We spent an hour and a half standing in the absolute freezing cold. It was like -4. And she was doing, like, little bits of movement, and then we were, like, standing and looking at him. And it's like, do we think his eyes have released a little bit? Like, do we think some tension has gone out of his nose? Is he holding himself in his body a little bit more differently? Like, it's all, like, super, super, super subtle stuff.
Quite subtle, yeah.
And I think cats are quite similar.
They can be quite similar. So yeah, that's the other thing I'd like to do this year. I was hoping to do it last year, and then obviously Spooky Eye. But I sort of feel like I know what I'm doing with Spooky Eye at the moment, so...
Yes, EJ's aim for this year is to spend less time at Moorfields.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, let's find...
Yes.
Yeah. Let's find out what the rest of you are up to this year. Let's start with Salmis.
This is Salmis reporting in for this week's topic. We're talking about our resolutions. Well, you know, we all want to save the world of Warcraft. This year in real life is stable but constantly unfolding. There are pieces of decor tied to achievements that I would like to track down and earn. Other than that, following the unfolding story in Midnight wherever it leads, and exploring this new territory alongside you all, then inviting you over for a drink. No, not that one. Time to make the antidote. Again. Salmis out.
Oh dear. Okay.
Careful. Not everything is drink.
No. You've also raised the bar on, like, musical voicemails. So there we go. I want more musical voicemails. I didn't know this was going to be a thing. I want more musical voicemails to this podcast in 2026. Bash, lovely crits for cats, says, for my gaming year, I would love to try and set one night a week aside to game for myself. I always forget to cancel my WoW sub in the long lapses of playing it. Oh my god, me too, Bash. So I should at least use what I'm paying for. I'd also love to check out... Oh. You're right, Riff. Big sneeze. I'd also love to check out some of the fantastic indie games in my Steam backlog and get around to finishing the latest Pokemon game before the next one comes out. I think getting back into a heroic raiding guild would be more commitment than I could fairly promise, even though I miss that aspect of WoW, but perhaps I can find a very casual guild for the social side I've been missing fondly. Oh, Bash, if you're in the UK, that's exactly the sort of casual, like, social vibe that we're going to be aiming for in the GGW, in the UK, in the EU, in our little community.
I think the Dungeon Dojo do North American stuff as
true.
well, so that might be those might be people to check out. Bash. I know Wochi's got North American people doing it as well. Marie says, my intention for this year is to play more of my Steam library, though this will be somewhat hindered by a new WoW expansion taking my time.
Yes.
Yes, I bought Strange Antiquities in sale and haven't had a chance to start that yet. So you've all reminded me about that. Thank you very much.
Professor Talib says, Ivan and I are still enjoying housing a lot. Probably going to spend time leveling up professions for the decor until the 20th of January when we will switch to questing in the new expansion. Never a dull moment for Pandarans. Yeah.
Yay! Stilgar says, my resolution is to have fun in WoW and not do stuff because I feel like I have to. Yay! High five, Stilgar. Mostly going to be delves until I have good enough gear for that season. Trying to get the achievement for the upgrading and the tier set, but not being too worried. Also doing other games whenever I please. Not a resolution, but still a goal. Doing more things in game with the fine people of GGW. Oh, still a goal.
Yeah. Well,
yes, there's a plan.
Yes, hopefully
a sort of a plan.
Yeah, hopefully we can support this aim. Ams says, my core gaming New Year's resolution is usually to maintain a healthy balance with gaming in general and to ensure I don't overdo it with the RSI. In WoW, I'm not sure I have any active resolutions, but I do have a desire to find time to finish Pokemon ZA, the Soul Reaver Remaster, Dave the Diver, Subnautica, Tomb Raider, Witcher 3, oh my goodness, Disney Dreamlight Valley, and then get round to playing Tomb Raider 1-3 remasters, Animal Crossing DLC, Civ 7, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred ahead of Lord of Hatred, Blueprints, oh my god, yes, play Blueprints, and the Northgard DLC. Age of Empires 4 and the Age of Mythology Remaster. Blimey. And I'm sure there's tons of things I haven't even thought about. Will I get around to most of them? Probably not. I don't think the RSI will allow it, nor do I think there's enough hours in the day. But someday for sure. Yeah, I don't have RSI, I do have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I have hypermobility, and my hands have also been a problem this year because I have had a lot of joint pain in my fingers. So I'm trying to work out what to do about that. And I don't know. but yeah, I hear you for sure.
Pastor Matt says, I haven't really thought much about it. I think I should do some more with my professions. I have a habit of concentrating on one character at a time and not doing any weekly stuff with my others. My profession progression seems to suffer for it. I also want to make time for some other games. I've got quite a backlog. Horizon Forbidden West, Mass Effect 3 Andromeda, Hades 1 and 2, Fallout New Vegas. Then there are rumours of DLC for The Witcher, remakes of Fallout 3 and New Vegas also coming this year, Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred, Blood of the Dawnwalker, crossing my fingers for Witcher 4.
Oh, lots of...
It's exciting to see people's lists of things that they're excited about, whether they're new things or old things. It's really nice.
Yeah. Finally, Trey says, just trying to enjoy whatever I'm playing at the time and not be in a hurry to see everything all at once as soon as it comes out. Enjoy the moments, good and bad, in games and just try to remember the journey. Oh, good advice there to wrap us up from Trey. Yeah, if anybody hasn't played Blueprints, you should play Blueprints. You should play Blueprints. I also didn't, strictly speaking, finish Blueprints, so I should. So
did you find the last?
room? Yeah. That's not even the beginning of the end of the game.
No, indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did that. I got about 2/5 of the way through the rest of it. Yeah, I've still got quite a lot of work to do in Blueprints, but I got a bit Blueprints out, so I need to finish that. I also think Toem 2 is coming out this year. That was a nice little there was a little Scandinavian game with funny little cartoon people, weird... and you took photos of things. Yeah. I think the second one of those, and one of the things you had to do was collect photos of everybody's dogs, and it was all the dogs of all the developers. And
adorable.
Yeah, so I think that's supposed to be coming out this year, and yeah, there's so much to do, and so little time. And there's ESO. There's always ESO. I haven't done any ESO for a while. I should go back and do some more of that. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Games, they're back. We're back.
Yeah. Are we back? That is the question.
Yes.
Sort of. I've got, this is step 1 in trying to fix my hands is Voltarol gel. This is, there's now some living on my desk. Unfortunately,
Do you take any like joint supplements?
I have been taking some vegan glucosamine. I didn't think it was helping, and then it ran out, and then everything hurt quite a lot. So I think it might be helping a little bit. So
I certainly feel that that's one of those things that you don't realise has worked until you run out, and then you're like, oh, was that doing anything? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I've got some glucosamine, but also I need to do some more kind of specific hand exercises and stuff. I did see a physio, and he wasn't massively helpful about this particular issue, but he was like, I think one of the problems with hands is like your hands get sore and then you stop using them, and for most joint problems that's going to make it worse. Specifically, if you have RSI, that is not going to make it worse. If it's RSI, you need to stop using it. That is a different type of injury. But for sort of arthritic type things, you want to keep using
developing that joint fluid. Yeah, because joint fluid, the viscosity of your joint fluid is important, people.
Yeah. I don't know why humans can't have osteopen. So osteopen is the stuff that I've just been sticking in Dino's bum, which improves. It's cartrophen, sodium pentosan, I think. It's supposed to improve the quality of the fluid in the joints. That's what it's supposed to do.
I suspect it's not been trialled for that particular use. I do believe you can use it in people for... There is something you can use it in, but I don't think it's been trialled for people for like arthritic use.
Oh.
And that's why. So I think it's still in the trial phase. So this is the thing that happens. There's a thing called the cascade, and the cascade is what order you're supposed to like try using drugs in. And I'm sure they've got it in human medicine because they have it in veterinary medicine. But basically, especially in veterinary medicine, there'll be there'll be drugs that we can use off the cascade if we've tried everything that has been trialled and is licensed for veterinary use. We can use human things that haven't been trialled, but we have to have used everything on the cascade first. Because just not everything has been trialled for everything, and some things have been trialled just for animals, and some things have been trialled for people, but only for a specific bit of the body.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, if you want to use it on that particular bit of the body, you can, but if you want to use it anywhere else, we haven't got any information, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I suspect that's probably...
Yeah, I mean, osteopen was developed for... It's also called cartrophen. It was developed for dogs.
Yes.
But you could also use it in horses, and that's what's done good things for Dino at the moment. So I'll be pleased when they decide, should they ever decide that it might help humans as well. Anyway, we'll see. There
you go. Girls Gone Veterinary.
Again. Well, thank you very much for listening to the end of this show again. If you'd like to be a guest, please let us know. We'd love to have you. You can get in touch with us in the following ways. The best way to get hold of us is on Discord at bit.ly/ggw-discord. You can also find us on Blue Sky at GGW Show. You can find us on Threads at Girls Gone Wild Podcast, or you can email me at girlsgonewildpodcast@gmail.com.
Next week, the pre-patch is coming, but what does it contain? What are you excited about? And what's on your to-do list before and once it drops? So this will be one of EJ's TLDR. What's coming and what do you need to know about it?
And we'll have Marie with us next week. We'll have Marie with us next week.
Yeah. Marie's coming in, so Marie's going to help us out with that next week by being lovely Marie. Yay!
Indeed. Thanks for listening to us this and every week, and we will speak to you in 7 days. Bye-bye.
Bye.